I'm now going to record this training. I'm going to put you all on mute. If you do want to come off and ask questions, just unmute yourself. It just makes it a little easier that sort of way. So we're going to record this. If you're not on yet, this is Virtual Office Training. We're going to go through the video and just look at the things that I personally use and that I think, provide really quick, easy, fast information for us all. So if that all makes sense, I'll reduce my screen. That's a hassle. I can't minimize while I record. So bear with me, peeps, while I fire up. I've got a backup plan C. But hang on. I have a big machine. I have an iMac behind my laptop. So I'm going to go into this and log on, and it won't be a minute. I need to log myself off of there. Oh, did I hang up on you all? Please don't tell me I did. No. Not much of one for recording, am I? And I'll put in J Evenden. Okay. And waiting. So, yeah, just take yourself off mute rather than put your hand up if you've got questions. And I just say this with this caveat, no one's intended and supposed to know all of this. And there's a reason why the VO training is buried quite a long way down our induction start strong process, if you will, is that because it can be very time consuming. It can feel like we've got a business, we've got a job, we're doing it. I've got this thing, I'm logging and I'm checking in. But I learned from Linda, I learned from the best. And very simply, until you're really probably up to SC, there's not a whole lot to check, right? The highest paying activity you can do in this business is talk to people. We're professional inviters, right? But the time does come where you not only have to enter some orders, but maybe some team and start to look at reports. And that's what I want to hit on today. So if everyone's able, they can probably open their VO. Is that everyone sort of figured that that's what we're going to do tonight? You're staring at your laptop and your VO. Thumbs up if that's the case. Love it, love it. Okay. So the first thing you'll see on there is that the four big boxes, I call them four big boxes. Well, we'll start at the very top line there, the very, very, very top right-hand corner. And actually, I can do this, can't I? So I'm going to point to it, that thing, okay? That's the top right-hand corner. If you want to put an order in for another country, you would click up there. And you can click on that little world, and it will say change country. And that actually is the quickest way for us to figure out what countries we're currently shipping to. All right, we get that question a lot. Yes, you can go in Team Spirit or the Oz New Zealand group and type what countries you're in. You'll find a list, but that's the quickest way. You go in, you drop down that box, and you'll see we're in France, Finland, Germany, but we're not in Ukraine. Oh well, we're not there. So that's the quick one. And obviously changing language. Lisa, I know you've been through this, and anyone who's looking to enter an order overseas, that's how you do it. You go into their VO, and you drop down. Once you're logged in, you drop down that country code, enter in, and go from there. I didn't have that on my list, but it was the very top box to go through.
James?
Yes, Dave?
I just wanted to say, when I did that, I put it in I changed it to France.
Yes.
And then it wouldn't let me put it into English.
Oh, I
so
know. Always
it put it into German, and it was just a nightmare. So anyway, I'm just trying to open my VO now, and I'll...
It can be hard, just without getting too sidetracked on that. Yes, you're right, Lisa, it can be hard. And rather than get an interpreter or something else, there is ways people can enter their own order, and I'll actually show you a bit on that as well. So if you've got someone in Germany, you don't speak German, you can figure out a way for them to do it. So let's go through the four big boxes. The 8 boxes, the first big orange one is KPIs. And the very first little line there you can look at when you log on is your PVC. Now that's an important figure. You hear us talk about qualifying. I opened the call with qualifying. Once you're at, any level really, once you're past VF and then at SDVF, the name of the game is to qualify your business. Is that opens up an additional 4% that you can receive. That PVC in that KPI tab is where you're up to for the month. The goal is 1,800, right? Your PVC and how close that is to 1800 shows you where you're at compared to qualifying. All right. Now, if you click on that big orange box, you'll see it sort of opens up a few more. Is everyone able to do that?
Are we on the first box?
First box, KPIs.
KPIs, yep.
Yep, and we're through.
So click on it?
Yep. We got thumbs up? Yep. Following? I'm going to assume this because this could take all night and I want to keep it to 30 minutes, right? I'm just going to go through, and if you get stuck, take yourself off mute and say, hey, stop. Otherwise, I'll assume everyone's following along. All right? So you can see there that we've got our PVC again listed. It's in a nice big orange font, and then underneath it, mine says worldwide PVC totals. Okay? I'm looking for what's my PVC. Now, these numbers don't always line up. Again, it's a Lindy question as to why not. But you're looking for your PB to be, your performance bonus, to be above 1800. Roughly your PVC plus the third line there, which is excess PB. If you've got any, you add those two figures together. Your PVC plus any excess added together is what creates your PB, right? Now, no, I'm not losing you all. We're just looking to get the number over 1800, okay? I want to leave it at that for now, right? And we can talk more about it, but that's the quickest way at a glance for you to see where you're at, right? Bottom line, that's it. You go in, you know, if you're obviously, you know, getting close, I keep an eye on that. As your team grows, you'll be keeping an eye on that, but that's the quickest way to go and say, where am I sitting for the month? PVC is the amount of credit cards that have been billed successfully in your business this month so far.
Can I just ask a quick question?
Yep.
Does that include your own orders?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So I've got to figure out how to get my order from the French website onto this because I've still got zero on this.
Right. So that would be an email to head office, and they should update that. They should drag your own order across. Again, curly one. Lindy's great at that stuff. Email Lindy at head office, and I can message you her email address if you need. All right.
Cool. Thanks.
We're not making sense. We're shooting for 1800 PVC. We get to add our excess in. That's the quickest, fastest way to see it. And that's all I look at on that screen. Okay. Next, we could click at, there's a hyperlink under there. It's black called My Business and Team at a Glance. Click on that. Okay. Right. Lots of things there. You've got some alerts. Don't worry too much about the alerts. I'm not reading those too much. I'm not reading too much into that business and team at a glance section. Again, you can see your personal PVC in the first chunk there is different to your worldwide PVC. All right. If you've got any overseas orders, you'll have two sets of figures. Again, that's repeated information. Don't get stuck on it. What I want you to look at here is after you've been in the business a little while, it gets handy to look at this. I can see my clubs at a glance in there. I can see my overall PVC, my bottom pay line. But for you guys where you're at, underneath the third chunk, my previous month, the last two hyperlinks is previous month and PVC report and 12-month analysis. Right? We're going to assume you're on that. Click on the 12-month analysis. Okay, if you haven't seen this, voila, you get to see a whole heap of stuff from earnings, volume, structure, promotions, all sorts of stuff on there. Right, now, this is why I've got my notes. Some things I look at. I can look at, 12-month analysis. There we go. Month-end payout and earnings. Really simple. The very first line, month-end payout. What did you earn last month? And hopefully that's increasing. And hopefully the longer in your business, you start to put some zeros on the end of that. That's where you can go in and see. And it's a breakout of your commissions, of any PB. Okay. Now my PB, which is what I earn on the team, is the largest chunk of that, right? And in Own Your Own Life, you hear us say we get paid three ways. Retail commission, retail profit, and that's RSP, commission as a percentage, and then bonuses, right? And that's sort of where we get that from. So my retail sales profit last month was $93. Was actually, no, it was a bit more, 388. I had a good month. But in November, I was looking at $93. That's why we say, yes, you can make a bit of money in this, but it's not going to retire you, is it? If I was to look at my commissions and add my commissions in with my PB, and that's when we say that's what we get paid on our team, that's by far the biggest chunk. And bonuses for me last month, I didn't get any bonuses as such for promotions. I did get some bib, however, and that's another type of bonus. So that's where you can see what you're earning. Right? The other thing I like to look at there, right down the bottom, is from your qualified legs, the breakup. Now, you guys might be able to see this. You haven't got big teams yet, but I can see a breakup of everyone's percentage of my business. And, you know, without going too much, you know, you're going to have someone at the start who's a big percentage of your business, and that's okay. But, you know, someone who's getting to, you know, to have a couple of people, I've got a few different frontline team, anywhere between 25 and 30%. I've got 2 of them and then extras, right? And then other people on this. So that's what I look at in that report, right? Again, don't want to get too long on one thing. That's what that link is. You have a look. The final thing on that thing is under volume, you can see on the left-hand side, there's the big chunks broken down. There's one called, in volume, the very bottom line is called pay line. Okay? That pay line figure is what starts to catch your eye as you start to reach for SC and SSC. Okay? Because they become cumulative totals in each month, or at least you want to know how much am I compared to my fast track. I think it's 9,000 for SC off the top of my head. You can have a look at a glance and see what you got last month. And that pay line begins to get important then, okay? Because that's what you got in the month from your entire team, right? For me, I know I lived and breathed that going through Q, because you need, what's Q? 100,000 in 4 months. All right, so you watch your pay line, and Linda taught me once you hit about 18,000, now that'll be a lot more than any of yours right now. Once you hit 18,000, you know, right, it's game on, because I'm trending up. I've got 18, and then if I can get 22 the next month, then 26, and then 30, that would be an average of 25. I've got my 100. So that's when we start to look at that pay line, right? Again, this is why we don't teach you this day one. It's a lot of info, but just that's what you can get off that page, all right? And I know you're following because no one's taken himself off mute. Robin's scratching her head. Angie looks into days. All right, everyone's going, oh my God. See, that's why I put the nerdy glass, dude, because this is nerd stuff, right? Okay, so I did say there was one other on there. I'm going to go into a different report at another time. So that's pretty much.
Just got one quick question, James.
Yes, done.
On the one where it's got my current month, it's got PVC required for title 3,044.
Right, what have you gone into?
What's that figure?
Right, so I've already jumped out of there. What were you in? Were you still in 12-month analysis report?
No, the one before that.
Right, which is which one?
My business at a glance.
My business at a glance. Right, and which one? PVC.
There's my current month. PVC required for title is 3,044.
Okay, so that would be, so you're at VF, your next title is SDVF? Okay?
Yep.
So that's a great question. It's a great one to look at, because I look at all your stuff at another screen, but you need, so you'd roughly be on about 500 or 600 points. So you need still to.
So I thought I needed 1,800 points for the title.
No, that's qualifying. Title is different to qualifying, and again, don't get lost too much in this stuff, honey. But your next title.
So that's normal?
That's normal. Your next title is SDVF.
Yep.
Right? You've got your own orders, which accumulate up to about 500 or 600 points, right? 4,000, which you need for SDVF, minus that would be your 3,400 that you're seeing.
4,000. Okay. So that's normal. Okay. Cool, cool.
Angie, just out of curiosity, honey, what's yours say there? Hang on. So again, I had you on mute.
Yep.
What's yours?
You're right, darling. So I've got my business at a glance.
Yes.
Yep. And then where am I looking, darling?
At my current month, PVC required for title.
Yep. 1862.
1862.
Which is what I'm on. That's my PVC at the moment.
Okay, so you then, because yours is an interesting one. Yours is a curveball because you've actually got your volume for SC,
Yeah.
right? We need your structure. So that, again, it's probably a good example of them. These reports tell us so much, and there can be different ways to look at things. There's a lot of acronyms in this game, right? And there's a lot of numbers, and it can get overwhelming. Again, well, we've got Upline to talk us through. I know where Angie's at. Angie and I know where she's at because we've talked about that. If you wanted a quick look, you could jump in there. Okay? So let's just keep humming along because we've done one bullet point in 20 minutes. So that's our first KPIs, right? As I said, where am I at compared to qualifying for the month? And if you're at VF, you can't qualify yet, so don't get tripped up on that. But then to go into that previous 12-month earning, does that a nice sort of report to get a bit of a picture of your business? Yeah, it sort of helps. Right, let's move along. The next big box says business alerts. Nice and simple. I rarely go in there because that's info that I've seen elsewhere. But nice and easy. If, new franchise, it tells me how many new franchisees, anyone who's close to fast tracking, and sometimes people who need renewal. Nice and easy, yeah? Same thing for the next tab, which is customer alerts. Okay? And that's a nice one. I can see there your 4 new team who are close to having 5 preferred customers this month. Right? It tells me instantly how many new preferred customers in the team. Right? So if you were to go into that customer alerts, and I don't know what you guys have specifically got there, but you can see your own personal customers. It's a nice one. You have one person. I'm saying I have one personal customer whose next shipment date is within the next 10 days. Now, we get those texts and we get that. Angie, I know you're awesome at your customer care. You're going to know this without looking, but if you just wanted to keep a handle on that side of your business, customers order shipping, that would be how you do it. It's a nice, quick at-a-glance info. Nice, quick at-a-glance info. Right. Now, we are going into the next one. Oh, now, I did miss 2 tabs on this, guys. I'm going to assume everyone knows how to submit an order, whether it's JP or it's CHS, right? You all know. Children's Health Study. Right. So quick links. Some of the things I look on here. Yes, there's the starter guide there. I wouldn't, we've got our Start Strong series. I don't go into that too much. Obviously, placing an order. Placing a wholesale order for yourself. Okay, now that a wholesale order differs from a preferred customer because it's a one-up shipment, right? Now that's it. So, it's a one-up payment. That's what a wholesale order is. Forms and applications, restart, we talked that there. What did I put? Submit orders, submit a franchisee. Maybe you haven't put a franchisee in yet. At least when you get your first teaming, you're going to click on submit a new franchisee. And it's going to have those bullet points that you've collated. We've got that now Start Strong, that you've got the bullet points you need. You go in there and enter them in. If you weren't sure what info you need, you could look at that. And if you're in Australia, license, date of birth, all those sort of things. All right? So that's nice, easy. Listen, social media guidelines, I've never read it, guys. If you wanted and you were like, this is not the time to get, starting in your business, get hung up on that. It's duplication, do what you're taught. But that's obviously a lot of info in there, yeah? Okay, moving along.
Can I just ask a really question, and it could be a dumb question. If you're placing your own order, is that a wholesale order or is that just a customer order?
No, but you'll get your own profit back on it. It would be wholesale if you paid for it all up front. When you pay installments, it's...
You just do a normal customer order. Yeah.
Yeah, preferred customer.
Yep, just checking.
Yeah, real simple. There's four price list, wholesale.
Got them.
1, installments, or you can actually pay in full. Preferred customer up front, or wholesale's less. All right. And there's also a retail price. If you go on the VO and enter a customer order, you can see that there's retail. That retail doesn't get charged. That is if you had someone who wanted to sell a box. And we don't promote that, but You know, we've had people at Cairo or someone when they have it sitting on a shelf. Goodness, we saw there was a ladies' dress shop. I think you saw that place, Angie, down in Sorrento, right? She's got Choose Plus on the counter. Oh, my God. And she was a ladies' dress shop. So, Angie, you were smitten, weren't you? Like, oh, my God, it's everywhere. We're like, yes, it's everywhere. But that would be you'd suggest to them they had it at that retail price. Okie dokie. Back to it. So, bottom line of our 4 boxes, my customers. What I like in my customers is as a nice customer search and I don't know, I've done this backwards, but if we were to go to manage my customers, all right, nice and easy, and that's got hyperlinks on what info are they getting sent. If you wanted to get up to speed on that, geez, what are these emails going out? What's happening? We could click on my customers, brings up a bit of a wordy page, but you can see the welcome letter, follow-up program, and all of that sort of stuff that you can then see at a glance. So you can follow up on that. Hey, did you get your letter? I'm reading through it. And as you're newer in this, that might be a way that you want to follow up. Order analysis shows you what orders are shipping this month. Okay, and that's a nice, easy one. Again, info at a glance. I don't go in there. I get my info on that another way. But you can, if you click in there, you've got to pull down a box of wholesale, a preferred customer. You might want to know for fast tracking. And then it's just various filters you could apply to that. You might want to know, hey, who got Omegas 2 months ago? And you could jump in there and look at it, right? Actually, you wouldn't do Omegas. You would want to know who got shipped 2 months ago. Again, not a lot of info in there that I'm using, but that's where you'd find that. Edit customer account. I had a customer the other day, said, James, I've got to change my credit card. Very easy. Rather than me send an email or request head office, and they don't like doing it back and forwards, I just jumped in, edit customer account, and put in new credit card. Okay, nice and simple. And customer search and follow up. No. Yes, you can go in there and have a bit of a look. What's it got? Yep, you just want to know all your customers' details, what they've got, when it's shipped. You know, it's sort of expanded information that I would personally find on a much faster report that I'm running. But that's what's in there yet. Next tab along, my personal file. All right, so this one's cool. You may or may not know, but you have your own website. All right, hands up who's using their own website. Awesome. Few, awesome. Okay, Rob, you're not. Lisa, you might want to. If you just click on my website there, you've got your own website now. For example, I've got, when will we use that? If you've got someone who's not terribly close to you that is, you know, pushing for some information via Messenger, and I've had people enter their own orders. And I've had customers I've tried to say, get me your details, I'll enter the stuff. They don't. They ring head office, they put it in. And I eventually follow it up and head office get that. It was a call in and, okay, we'll put it under you, James. Can you tell your people to tell us? That obviously gets challenging if it's a month after. But I'd send that out if there was someone, arm's length, you know what, hey, here's the site. If you want to put in an order, that's how you do it. I've got another guy I'm talking to him. He's got a finance website, how to teach you how to make money and do all these things. He's going to put a hyperlink to our business on there. Well, I'm going to give him my website. So if anyone wants to click through, they can see it, and that's nice and easy. But you can see from that information there, you do have a website. We won't go into it too much today. I had a bit of a fiddle with mine and put nice pictures on there and so forth, those sort of things. You can have videos and just, you know, tailoring that content to yourself. Okay.
Mine's not actually working, James.
Okay.
Like if I click on my website, it just nothing happens.
Okay, well, we'll debug that maybe after or another time, yeah, but that's where that website is.
Okay.
Given that most of you have got that. What I like on here as well, 2 other things real quick. Under my virtual franchise, you have got my earnings summary. Now, this is handy. You can see if you click on that at a glance what you earn each month. Makes it very easy for tax time. Okay. And particularly if you're getting any OS orders, you would want to have a look at your statement and take out the percentage or the actual dollars of your income that are from Aussie Biz and those that aren't from Aussie Biz. you will have your GST retained at the moment and not wanting getting too much, but that shows your earnings summary. Okay, just know that's where it is. Your earnings is on there. One cool sort of thing that I didn't know, but I've actually found as I was doing my prep for tonight is, where is it? Under digital assets, address book. Now, address book, remember when you enter a customer in and it says, do you want to add this customer to your address book? I've never thought too much of that. And like, of course, why wouldn't I? Like, add them in. So I've gone in there and I can see every person that I've ever added, which is effectively every person that's ever bought through my franchise. And there's some people on there that I forgot about, right? They've ordered, they've cancelled. But that's a list of all your, cancelled customers, which is really cool. To go in there and sort of see, oh, yeah, that bloke from work, yeah, he used to get it. Wonder how he's doing. He stopped it. But, it's a nice way to go through and maybe have a look again. Okay? So that, I've never figured out a way to find out all the past customers, but that's a way. They should be in your address book. Okay? Rightio. We've still got a bit of legs in us at 7:30. Is anyone blown up yet? No. Good. Nerdsville, rock on. Right. So we're going to hit you with this. I'm actually going to the last tab, the last box, resources. Listen, as it looks, guys, you can click in there. It's got everything. I don't go in there. Forms and applications, and another thing. I've never sent an e-card and I write my own email. So listen, if that's your thing, you want to go in, have a fiddle. I've never actually really clicked on that box. So I did tonight. That's what's in there. But this second last box, my team data, dun, 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 dun. This is the biggie, gang. It's starting to get I'm getting excited, man. This is all Linda taught me when I started. She just did go in there. Now, a lot of these links, they're duplicated throughout things we've seen. So when you've said, hey, what about that and what about this and what about this, it sort of comes together in this tab, all right? Now, there's two things I really look at here. You can see in that under my team data, add a new franchisee. Yes, you can add it through another screen, exactly the same thing, duplicated stuff. But I want to check. Over on the right, you can see bonus. Okay. I go on qualification this month. And as you start to have people coming through your team who are qualifying, I want you to click on that. This is the quickest way for me to see where I can see instantly where everyone's at in regards to their PVC being above 1,800, right? Because I want them to hit that because they just get free money. And I want that because that drives my business, right? That's clubs, that's business, right? It's all about the clubs and qualifying. So if we can click in there, I'll keep my AU number in there. That's me. And I'm going to just do a drop down on bonus qualification. I don't want POB so much. That's still confusing, even to me. I just want to have performance bonus. Who's going to hit PB, which is whose PVC and excess is going to be over 1,800. So it's defaulted to saying 50%. I just leave it at that. So if we were to click on bonus qualification, make it PB, leave the PB at 50, and then go down the bottom and click show report. Drum roll. We're actually doing something, right? Show report. Then it comes up on the screen, right? You can see who in your team are your performers, who's getting their PVC going, right? That's how I know, Angie. I knew you're on 1862. Done. Last Thursday you're on 1769 or whatever it was, 31 short, right? 31 short. There's no way we're going to let that happen. This is where I pick it up, right? This is probably my most used link, period. This is it. It's probably all I use the VO for. This. See where everyone's at and get to it, right? We got it. Awesome. Put a big gold star next to that one, a red mark, whatever it is. Final thing we're going to go, and this is the drum roll. My team data, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th thing down says former reports. Click on that. Okay. And you'll have a former reports. You're going to have a whole thing brought up. I want you to go down and click We got number one, actually doesn't have number one written right, and that's PV qualifiers. I don't need that. I just got that information, right? I don't need that. Performance analysis, I'm not even sure it's in that. But downline growth and current PV report. I'm going to click that, and I'm going to keep scrolling, and I want to click preferred customer genealogy and click yes. Then scroll down to the bottom. Reports will be emailed you at the address provided here. My Gmail's in there. Click submit. Done. Right? This is the most important link in the entire video. This is all Linda taught me. And this is it, right? You're now going to get 2 reports into your email box. We can spend a few minutes looking at them. I don't want you to get overwhelmed. But
I got a bit lost.
Hey, yep.
I got a bit lost.
Okay. So let's look at the PVC report first. The customer, well, it's the downline growth and current PVC report.
Wait, are we on former reports? What are we on?
Former reports?
Yeah.
Yep. And you want to scroll down and click number 3. I think it is in 5. I'm already out of there, but I can go back.
Do you click that hyperlink, download growth and current PV
no,
report?
there's a little box at the end, and you put your cursor in there and click, and it should be a tick.
Tick yes.
Tick. And so once it's ticked, you tick both those reports, roll down to the end and put submit report or email me the report. I'm sort of through that screen now.
Oh, go down there and press submit. Okay.
Submit. Beautiful.
So I clicked that hyperlink by accident.
Yep. No. So sorry if I didn't make that click. Click yes. Would you like a downline growth and PV? Yes. Goes blue.
And then click report.
Now this bit's going to be hard for me because I have got these on my laptop, which I'm talking to you, and I can't minimize this. It's 7:36, guys. I wanted to keep this short and sweet, or at least try on time. The PVC report will show you a breakdown of your business. It lists all your franchisees chronologically under you. So if you've got a teamie and they've got a teamie, it'll go 1, 2. It'll actually tell you what line they are. If you've got 2 teamies, it'll show you your first one and all the breakdown that they've got, and it'll tell you how many lines down they are. So I'm always 0 on my own report. Angie, you'd be 1, and then Ali's going to show up as number 2. All right? Rob, same with you. I've got then underneath that, I'd have Jody as number 2, as number 1, and then Robin, you'd be listed as a number 2, right? And so on and so it goes. It just lists all our franchisees. What I love about this report is it tells us, again, this is what is the true indication of where we are for our PB or our qualifying in the month. It'll let us know actually I'm just going to run with this, guys, because can everyone open one up, or does that like fill the screen and now you can't see? Right. So we're going to go down to the page where it starts. I don't know if that makes any sense, and I can't see any of you anymore, so I'm just going to go with it. Across the top, you've got your columns, your monthly. It's about the 5th or 6th along. That mine says I'm looking at my Feb PBQ. It'll tell me.
I think I'm on the wrong page.
Oh, that PBQ will tell me a figure. Underneath that figure, I'm going to find yours, Angie. It doesn't matter. I can just find anyone's. I've got Danny Christo. I can see hers was 1,434. And underneath that, there's a figure, a smaller one. It's always going to be smaller, and that one is 264. That 264 is the amount of credit cards that have bounced or not run through. It's an important figure. I don't know another way to find that amount out, but you might go, all my orders are good. Why is my numbers not so much? Why is my PVC not as high? And it will be that you either have credit card declines. Well, it's credit card declines. Okay? That's where you get that figure. That's why that full expanded report is so handy to run. Don't freak out that you don't understand it. And Lisa, I know you're not running it. You don't need to. You don't have customers.
Too soon.
But this is to show you the power of these. I will go through these individually with you. Angie, you're up to this stage now. We'll spend a bit of time going through this. It's a lot harder to do via this, but that's the report. We'll print it out. I'll go through, I'll circle it, I'll have a look. But it's very cool because it shows you where your team's at, or you and what not build. It's very good for that. And then obviously it tells us a lot of other things, like how long have they got till their next promotion? What points have they got? Where are they at? What's cool, it tells you how many customers everyone in your team has in their team. So these sort of things, as you start to build a business, are really great to look at a glance. Okay, and that report, Linda simply used to print that, and she just used to print that and then go through and highlight it. And she got every bit of information she needed from that one report. I can't overstate that enough. That the 40 minutes we just spent going through tab 1, 2, 3 to 10, Linda didn't use. That report and a highlighter built her a 450 club business. All right? And still to this day, it's probably what she uses. Right? Really got too hot to run it in full these days, but that's it. The other report that you should have is your customer genealogy. Now, that is a report that makes sense for you to run at the end of the month when they've finished their numbers for the previous month. So you'd sort of roll it on the first day of the month. That will tell you your customers in your organisation and your teams and what they've got when their order got shipped, whether it's in installments or up front, and you can work out when it got shipped, so you can work out when it's going to be billed in the month. And I went through this with you, Angie. What is it? It was the 23rd last week, and I'm like, okay, I've had a look. You've got no more orders left to invoice. You're 40 short from qualifying. Have you got any new orders? I got that from there. I ran through your customer genealogy. When I went through this with Christy and Gabby as they're going for SSC titles, this was live and breathe it. Right, it's right. Who's yet to bill every day, print it off, what credit cards are left to bill. That's what it shows you. You can work out what have I got left to bill. When you're going for a promotion at SC, that's vitally important info. Right now you're running great customer care, and that's what that information can be great at. All right, especially if you've got a team that's like, I don't know if my person's thing shipped. I don't know when it's going to bill again. That report at a glance will tell you that info. All right. And ladies, with a drum roll, that is all I'm going to barrage you with tonight. If I can just really leave you with those two reports, that's the crux of it. That's all Linda ever really taught me. Start to get familiar with them. I print mine off. I run them end of month. I save them to my hard drive so that I've always got them. Tonight, it's just easy. I just go to end of month reports. I save them there, and I can see at a glance, boom, 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 boom. And it's funny, that customer one, particularly, you can't get a record through the month of what's yet to happen. You can only get that if you run an end of month one from last month. Or it's funny, that one, and going through it, Lindy just has told me, James, run that report, save it every month. And as you get more, you might run it twice monthly, then weekly, and that's the living heartbeat of your business there. So any sort of final questions? I'm down to 1% battery. If you have a 1% question. And Grace came and took my charger. So I'm going to end it there. If I end it there, we will be able to upload the recording. Thank you. Love you all. We'll see you Brizzy tomorrow night. Goldie, if you want, Wednesday night. And we'll be back around again next week. Okay.
Thank you. James, I've got to place an order.
Awesome. Go, Lise.
But shall I just have a go myself?
You're going it yourself. You are doing it, girl.
And I just check. I just go on.
Dreamkeepers when you get it through.
Sorry. Oh, yeah. So do I just go into my customers and place an order in there?
That's what you do, girl. Go into submit order. Is it for your mum?
Yep.
Right. Awesome. Go, mum. Finally.
Yep.
Submit an order. All right. It's not
awesome.
Not a CHS, not customer children's health study.
I think she's going to do that as well.
Okay. Have you got kids' details?
Yeah, it's my niece.
Okay, so you need to click on the little link next to that which says CHS.
Separately?
No, click on that one to put your order through. You enter the kids' details first.
So when I go my customers, it's got submit order and then
customers. You're in your VO, very front screen.
Oh, hang on.
Very front screen. This will cut out, buddy, because I'm on 1%.
And then go over submit order.
Right, submit order. You got Juice Plus, and then next to it, little green Juice Plus Children's Health Study. Top right.
Oh, I've got to go back.
Your very home screen.
Yeah. So do you click on the children's health study first, or do you click on the submit order first?
Yep. No. There's nothing. You can't click on submit order. That's nothing. It's just bold. There's 2 links. Normal.
No,
order,
I mean the Juice Plus
CHS.
one or the children's health study.
CHS. You're doing a CHS order. You've got the kids' details.
So I click on that first, and then
click on that, and that takes you through. So that'll allow you to enter the child's details, name, birth, and their product. And then after you do that, then it jumps you into ordering the product. So you don't do one link, then the next CHS. That link will take care of the entire.
You go CHS first.
No,
Okay.
It takes care of the entire order, but you just put the kids' details in first.
Okay, I'll do that.
Do it.
Yeah, so I can do that for her, for my niece.